Okay, everybody, let's get to it on a Monday. A lot to talk about. Obvious Bitcoin, big move. Big move on Bitcoin. We've been looking for this. It's kind of delayed effect. Really want to start out with our GBTC, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, because that's kind of the model. I mean, that's the cleanest pattern we have. So that is really telling. Little breakout on the open to start the week today. And it's significant. Every bar from this point forward, every week, every day, has to continue. And these are the things we were talking about last week. So let's get with it. Let's do a quick wrap on the things that we have been looking at, because all of the T coins, as I said on Thursday, toilet coins, hopefully maybe that's a new phrase in the crypto community, but they're getting out of the toilet. They are making moves. And when you get action like what you're seeing in Bitcoin, as slow as it is, it's positive momentum. So big shout out to the chat. Everybody, how are you doing today? Great to see everybody. I think I'm coming around. I'm going to convince myself that I'm better than I was last week, and just keep moving forward. Anyway, let's get on that. Let's get that Bitcoin chart up. I mean, that's just a lot to talk about. There's a total crypto market cap. Look, folks, this thing is moving out of the zone. It's the slowest of the three. Interestingly enough, we know that the total 3 index was absolutely kind of leading the way. But finally, we're getting separation out of the zone. It's taking its time, but that's okay. And that's what you want to see. Look, you want to see slow, steady movement, formation, development off of these massive patterns. And then you want to speculate like hell on the T coins, because that's where the percentage moves are going to come. Stuff like the Graph or Anchor or Chili's or Crypto.com. These are up 30, 50%. Ethereum kicking butt. I still think Ethereum's leading the way. But this is the environment, the reactive environment we have been talking about since June 21. Remember June 21st? Or even if you go back like a month ago, when we really pushed into those positions with the checkbacks, with the indicator confirmations, it is absolutely a nice reactive environment where we will look for target one. There's a lot of conclusions we can take away from these patterns in this action. That's what I want to talk about today. And not to get overly crazy, but we're still in just a reaction environment. That's it. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to sell something. 1 second. Hold on. This thing's coming back against me. Hold on. I'll show you guys in a minute what I'm going to do here. But I had a day trade from Friday that I see now. Market's kind of rolling over. But that's all right. Let's just click sell. Hold on. Sold. Goodbye. Thank you. I'll show you guys what I did that in a second. So again, shout out to the chat. David. Hey, what's up, David? Hi, Miss Stephanie. How are you today? Very nice to see you again. G-Dog, Joshua Snipes, what's up? Thank you guys. You guys are great. Swooping Hawk. Crypto Hoarder. What I tell you, crypto.com. You and your 3.6 are going to go places. Claire. How can we move the stop losses? Claire's got a great question. How can we move stop loss in a reaction environment? Well, that's actually a great segue into what we should be talking about, because what do we expect in this environment? We expect a serial move, bar over bar, on the weekly chart. Should be doing things. We're not surprised when it comes back, checks back, retests like the last week's range. That's fine. That's a normal price action mechanism. But really, we want to see the progress. Look at total crypto market cap. Even though it's not fireworks, that's as beautiful of a reaction as you could actually get. There's no indecision here. This thing is a grinding, drifting higher move that we haven't even seen a pop yet. We haven't seen a big 10% week up. Remember those days? We'll get there. We'll get back to those crazy days, but this is building and building and building. That's what you want to see. Also, remember, with all these charts that we're about to go through, we want to see a sweeping pattern of higher lows. If you're bullish and looking for continuation, you want to go for sweeping highs of higher lows. Yes, you want to see progress where you break the highs as well, but holding the lows is actually more important. So, Claire, to answer your question, one of the ways that we always want to consider stop loss on anything is look at the prior week's low. We use a 1 bar, or could even use a 3 bar trailing stop method. If we use a 1 bar, remember the single bar calculation that I've shown as a strategy. It's in the volume 3 book. All right, we just take the singular bar and say, okay, how far from the last week have we gone to like a 1618 of that prior week's range on the top side? That's 1.145 trillion. And then conversely, if we're in a bullish uptrend, we really never want to see a prior bar get exceeded by, say, a 113. It looks like this. Like from there to there, the single bar calculation down to like a 113. Sometimes you'll flash back and retest that, but focus on the singular bars. Excuse me, 1 second, folks. 1 second. Okay. That's the type of environment that gets us on the launch pad, which is ideal action. And we have been saying that since July 21st, that every bar, every weekly candle from that point forward had tremendous significance to what we want. A couple other quick questions. JTOG says he's using the software on his Samsung Galaxy, and it's really cool. That's great. I think everybody who's in here or watching the programs, folks, go to harmonictrader.com, become a basic member. I'm not going to repeat myself, but yet here again, I am. Go to the basic members and then get with the TradingView. Why TradingView? Because they have the most comprehensive, complete data feeds for crypto and all markets, super cheap, and then you can get the trial for Harmonic Pattern Collection for 14 days for free, no questions asked. And then you get plenty of time to go through the resources, the free books, all of that. Get on volume 3. I think volume 3 has probably got the most comprehensive information because it combines a little bit of volume 1, volume 2 with a lot of advanced technique strategies. And then watch the webinars, especially for those people that don't read or can't read. No offense, no problem. Watch videos. That's okay too. You don't need to read. Just watch videos and follow what we do and recreate. So the other question, someone's saying, how do you get the confirmation techniques without the software? You don't. That's why we have it. Look, don't mess around. Don't mess around. Take advantage of the free trial. If it doesn't click for you after 2 weeks, that's okay. Maybe Elliott Wave's a better methodology for you. I don't know. But folks, what we have been doing for the last many months and even year or two since we've really come on strong with the program is undeniable. So let's definitely, I'm telling you this for your benefit. I'm trying to save you years of hassle. Anyone that's in here that has the software, that has benefited and understands the power of what we're doing, hype it up, folks. Come on. Tell these people they need to get with this program. Okay? And if you want to get with the Cadillac version, as they say, go on eSignal and you'll get massive patterns and know what the heck is going on with things like Grayscale Bitcoin Trust having a massive 2-year bullish Gartley, perfect bullish Gartley, okay, that is in its 5 to 7 bar development on the weekly. We just had confirmation, all of that, and this is something we've talked about, around 14 bucks. We've been talking about this since 12, and we go to target 1. Why? That's the framework in action. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, that's my target, folks. That is the target, and this is reaction territory. Okay, yes, we could still come back and maybe later in the year come back for a type 2, something like that, and then go to target 2. That's the framework in action. That's once you see a few of these come together, and you, especially the ones that we have been nailing, really nailing since June 21. And we were actually in front of this massive slide on the downside as well, to where I think the harmonic patterns in the crypto space gives you an advantage bar none. No narrative, no moon boy, reaction, reversal dynamics. You trade the hell out of it and you're going to do well. You're going to have an understanding, a clarity, a framework that nothing else gives you. So take your time with it, build, but once you get to that point, you understand what's going on. Let's look at a couple. Let's look at some of the bigger ones that you don't have absolutely, they've made a lot of progress. When we're talking about what we've seen here in the last, 72 hours, the things that have come together in the last 72 hours, the Bitcoin move, that was great, really helpful. But then, let's go to some of the ones that we have undeniably been way in front of based off of their massive patterns. Here is the graph with, ways to go on the Coinbase data feed. Let's bring that up. Okay. Massive deep crab pattern with confirmation that we were nailing way back at the end of June, around 9.5. That puppy hit 16 this morning. And now, trying to flash that blue pattern means there's a potential bearish crab, but nothing yet. That's just early stages. Actually, what we want to see is this thing explode. And we will know this really by tomorrow, certainly by Thursday. It's taking a move. Okay, it's absolutely doing a move here that is showing signs of violation. Look at our amplified RSI. Broke out above that prior reading and the prior 2 all-time readings. That's power in action. Big stuff. Don't dismiss it. And the graph, okay, what is it? Its target 1 is 26.9 cents. Practically a double from current levels. And here's the thing about the graph that I wanted to show. I caught this. I added to my position actually off of this 5-minute, where was it? Where'd it go? It was a 5-minute beautiful crab pattern. Oh, we got another one. But here, this was something I caught. This is a couple days ago. Added to the position right here at 12.5 cents. and it exploded. And we've got another one on the graph. Around 14.8 is your hop level. And this is, you know, I would look for continuation from that point. It's got room, has room. A couple of our others, of course, for Senor Crypto Hoarder. Remember this, my man. We were talking about this Thursday that this was due. It was ready to go. And it was like this. There you go. Big bat pattern. Beautiful bat pattern. Confirmation came in right there around 11.2 cents. And that too, I was trading at 16 towards the end of last week. Absolutely. Yes, thank you, Snipes. Snipes is, again, we're here Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 12 noon Eastern. Please hit the like, subscribe button if you want more information, you want to be notified, you want to get in on the action. This is what we're doing. And I usually rip through the crypto, and then we'll get to the other markets as well, but I know you folks are really, you know, you're hungry for the crypto for starters, which I think is a great speculation market. Nothing, you know, that's how I view crypto. Pure speculation. And great percentage movements. We're in a reactive phase. We've been saying that since June 21. Here's Chili's. Just another one, 8.6 cents. Target 17.5. Almost there. I mean, it's almost at your target one. And we'll see in the next week or two if we can get up there and then trigger maybe some kind of resistance, but still reaction mode. Chili's has come quite a long way. Couple more. Phantom. Remember this? Phantom was this big butterfly. I think weekly it had a couple other things. Yeah, weekly it was just an all-time 886. That was a big theme for what we were talking about in the end of June. Big 886 all-time retracements, which were, you know, we've seen that before in crypto in the prior bear markets where they come back and do the total cyclical 886 and then maybe come back and do a 382. It will take time, but that's where we are. We're in that reactive phase. A couple more. Here's one. This LRC, I again, it's another layer 2 type stuff. I don't know too much about other than that's what it is, but you know, has massive patterns. I'm looking at this as the end of a cycle, go into a recovery reaction phase. We have been talking about this since 36, 37 cents. And target one is 169. How long will it take? It could take 30 weeks. That's a general rule that we use, but you know, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we start really taking off from there. One that is starting to take off is Decentraland. And this was on a daily, I think it was a deep crab. Maybe, no. What was that? Here we go again, looking for our targets. Let me go to the sandbox. It's all about the metaverse, really, folks. Metaverse, sandbox. Here's the sandbox. Was daily bat pattern down there at around 113. Oh, there you go. There's the weekly. Again, weekly confirmation. All of that around 89, 90 cents. We were high as 150. Once we get above 150, you go. What was the other one? VE chain. Remember that? This thing is still down in the hole, but look at this. Beautiful patterns. Beautiful patterns. This is what we want to see. And the development is serial, meaning bar over bar. Each week you're making either a higher low or higher high. Both are best, and you continue to progress. We start the new week. We finished pretty strong on Sunday night, last night. Almost closing at the high for the week, and then at least you go up, you probe new highs for that move in that zone. Once you get above 4 cents, forget it. Target 1 is 12 cents. This is a weekly chart. So if it takes 30 bars, 30 weeks, that's okay. You can start it from the confirmation and go to maybe get you into January. A lot of these things have been setting up where they should get you to, should develop and take a few more months, which is okay because they took 2 years to go up, go down, and come on back as you establish and build new range. This is going back to September 20, October 20. So second year anniversary is about 2 months away. VE chain has a daily pattern, bearish pattern on the daily. Sure. There you go. It sure does. It's a bat pattern off the low. But what are we watching for here? You have pattern completion. You have confirmation. Even if this just checks back, it's a type 1. That's it, 2.7. Anything that does check back, I think, is an opportunity. I think if you get type 1 reactions off of these small patterns, there are opportunities where you get the reaction and then you target for that to go higher. Hop at 3.5 or higher. But it's in a great spot. And these continue. They haven't let us down. We're middle of August. We've been talking about this since June 21st or even before, about the requirement, the development, and it has developed on cue. Someone's asking for Gala. Sure. Gala is another one of these, got crushed. It was kind of a fan favorite. I think there's a daily or weekly. There was a weekly check back at 5 cents on Gala. Is this an all-time 886? No. What? I have to get a good chart on that. Yeah, it's kind of an all-time 886. I don't think Gala has. Did it have any patterns on the daily? Not so much. And that was something where we were saying, sure, some of these have checked back, have done all-time 886s, but go with the patterns. Go with those that have the patterns at your back. They're going to give you a bit more reliability, which is good. So I got that going for me. Here's Anchor. Remember Anchor? This one's still taking its time to get out of the zone, but 5.4 cents, that's okay. That's the kind of thing you want to see, where even for these penny speculative T coins, they're fantastic. Yes, neckline crypto. Absolutely, you read my mind. The Ren is another one that we have been talking about weekly. Get back here. Again, data feeds are a real bugger. This is a type 2 Coinbase data feed, which is about as active as you can get, software generated. This is a type 2. Why? There's the back completion for the target 1, and then came all the way back down where your first confirmation came in at 8 cents. This one did hit 16 as well. That's double. But still taking a long time. I think if you know anything about the space, okay, this stuff just triggered. So think about it, 30 bars. Look at the first reaction here. First reaction from where the completion point was until the confirmation was 22 bars. 30 bars was there. Okay, so it creates a 30-bar window. Same deal. I would apply a 30-bar window and look at 30 bars from here as if you're going to negotiate this instrument, be prepared to ride it until January. All good. All right, Neckline Crypto, you've got a couple good ones. I'll give you one. Here's Harmony 1. This is all-time weekly check back. I kind of like it. I've been eyeing that actually, but I don't think I've got anything. I don't think this has a pattern here on the daily or weekly. It's hit major support, all-time support, obviously. But I just think this is it's another one where you would prefer to see a pattern against it. That's it. Let me show really quick before I hop out of the crypto space. Total crypto index 3. And this is another weekly consideration. Okay, that one has, oh, let me clean it up. That had a bat. Bat pattern, ugly, but that's okay. Had confirmation, everything down there at about 340 billion. Was our trigger point. And you're still doing a week over week in slow motion, as I've been saying on the weekly charts, where we still go for target one, especially when you have development like that, massive hard down from March until June 21. And then the selling dries up, goes sideways. And now, you're talking 6 bars up, 6 weeks up after confirmation and check back is as ideal as possible. Give you one or two more that continue to impress. Synthetics, and this is a fat pattern, daily, weekly stuff here. The daily bat pattern, real nice with confirmation. You're just barely out of the zone. Target one comes in at 13.2, 13.24. And that's our assumption from now into the next 30 weeks, many months, into even early next year. Then we could have something where we come back and do, I would not be surprised to have some kind of type 1 reaction, type 2, but we'll deal with that much later. For now, we want to be in a reactive mindset, looking for those continuation signs, confirmation signs, and then even breaking it down on an hourly or 4-hour chart for small little micro patterns against that zone for triggers. Like that bat pattern was right at the end of July. So pick your favorite crypto, wait on it, be patient. I mean, here's Solana doing the same kind of things. Remember where we were on Thursday? We were right here at 38. I said that hop level is dynamite. Dynamite. And it went into a full type 1 reaction up to 42.50. Now it's probably done and come back. This is the thing for Solana that puts it into a really nice spot. Maybe we check back to 39.98. And that's your launch point. That's the kind of thing I'm looking for in a lot of these on the hourly 4-hour time frames. I want a type 1, real nice type 1 reaction, come back, retest, and then set it up for an explosion off of a type 2 return. One or two more. I keep saying that, but here's this scale. And this was daily hop, type 2, deep crab, type 1, big move, all the way down. Now we have a small little Gartley, could put you into a pause, but here's the type of thing. Again, any of these, what they should do is just nominal reactions, and then I'm looking for the big events where they give you the blowout move. We saw some of those, talked about some of those on Thursday, like Amazon had a couple of those tech stocks had they were retesting these real micro patterns and they blew them out. Maybe I kept saying I need to cover some of that information. Let me think about that, get my act together for tomorrow, and we'll do that. But yeah. Oh, before I leave the crypto space, look at Zcash. It was a butterfly, actually weekly. All of these privacy coins had big weekly confirmation. Where's the other one? Let me see here. Monero. And where are you, Monero? I took Monero off. Hold on. Let me bring that back on. No, it's XMR. That's why. See? See? XMR. There it is. It's a butterfly. Yeah, I like this one. And again, target 2. This could still be in a bear market. Check it out and still do the type 2. Like that move. But check, see what this did? Another type 1 move. Reaction off the weekly. And this one's in a better spot because it's a retest of the pattern where you have really nice response off that hop level and target 2, 260. Why not? That's the harmonic pattern framework in action. So I'm not going to dismiss it. You're in a great spot, folks. I mean, really, it's just, it's amazing where we are versus, say, 6 months ago. We've come a long way. Here is Cardano. We need to talk about this. What's the deal here? Well, the thing about Cardano, it had a weekly HSI checkback, Harmonic Strength Index, our primary indicator at 47, has held firmly 4 weeks of positive higher lows, not necessarily higher highs, but this is the thing I have been really trying to draw people's attention to, that this is one of those that is to the right of the downtrend. And that is absolutely the spot where we want to look for things to happen. That's in a lot better spot than even Ethereum and Bitcoin, because Ethereum and Bitcoin are still bumping against their lows. Oh, geez, I didn't even get to Ethereum today properly. But here's Ethereum. Remember what we said on Thursday, 1570 as our support low with 16, what was it, 1680? And now we're at the type 2 of that Gartley. A pause, sure. Last week and a half ago, we were saying, all right, there's our pause point. On the hourly, I know it was here. Hourly was that Gartley 1586. Oh, come on, refresh my memory. I think it was Coinbase feed. Hold on. There's Coinbase. Yeah, type 1, type 2 off of a few of those hourly formations up. Oh, that's Ethereum Classic. My fault. My fault. But still showing the type 1, type 2 on your hourly time frames. Then go back. Let me get the right chart for Ethereum, because this is one where we're going to really test the limits of essentially the harmonic framework. Hop at 1765, that was our upside target. 1570 with the Gartley, that's 1584, my fault. But we were talking about 1584 the whole time. Last week I was saying, all right, reactive territory. In this case, we got well above the prior highs. I'm going to say this, okay? This Gartley, it's tough to see, but you have a type 1 reaction, and now we're returning, but it's flawed. Hasn't officially failed yet because you just got an hourly bearish HSI triangle. That's what that means. So maybe a pause here, but let me tell you this. Once you break above that prior high at 1820, that could be tomorrow, could be by Thursday. That's where we start to really run. And your daily charts are showing that, your weekly charts showing that. A lot of interesting stuff going on where we could be recovering. Just think about the last drawdown. Okay, from that butterfly all the way there, but that topped us off in April. Just take that segment. All right, are we at a 382 yet? Almost. But even a 382 off that leg is 1945, 50% level around 22.68, 70. This will take time, but if this thing flirts with 2000, don't be surprised. I'm still long Ethereum. I haven't changed my position as this being the superior crypto over Bitcoin. Sorry, Maxis. But for now, money's flowing back into there. We'll see what happens with their big merge and if that yields progress or not. I mean, if they really pull it off, I don't care. I just want to follow the money movement back in, but maybe it could be something like this, and then later in the year, you do something like full 886, give you a W formation. Again, we're first reaction segment off of these lows. That's all. Not much else. Not all crypto is created the same either. Some are moving, others not so much. That's okay. But that's why we want to stick with the patterns with the wind at our back and ride. Ride that, ride that, ride that. Okay. Let's get to some market talk. Nasdaq. What are we going to do? Never saw so many people so convinced we're in a bear market and that we're going to go all the way back to the lows. Look, Nasdaq, as the futures chart shows, just put your eye on these arrows, like that arrow there, this arrow here, this arrow there on your weeklies. Weekly futures chart. Until I get a counter HSI signal where it has to trigger and we're not even close yet, I'll say this thing continues. The other consideration. Looks like this is taking us into a little bit of a 1618 thrust. Harmonic impulse wave. That's what that is. That's what we call it. It looks like this. You come down hard like you did, and then a little hook bounce. The hook, I forget who came up with the hook, but that's what they call it. That little fake out, shake out. I call that a harmonic impulse wave. This is down to a 113. When you see that development, it should take you to a 1618, like there to there. So maybe that's about 14,000 on Nasdaq futures, and still in a bear market. I mean, until we break out of our trend lines and really exhibit strength, no. We're still treating everything as a reaction. It's kind of like that. That's your general proposition. But let's not sleep on it. There's opportunities there. Really quick, another major development that I want to show are Dow Diamonds. So Dow Diamonds on daily and weekly time frames have had some structures. The big one for the diamonds is essentially this big target 1, type 1 deep crab. And this one has registered not only the target 1 off the deep crab, which, look, the deep crab formed off of this year's action. From the March low all the way up to the April high, we came slam back down to a 1618. That's your prime number in the deep crab. B point was at an 886. That's how you know. Then we're in reaction phase where we're targeting 322 as target 1 minimum, but we're really looking for HSI in that vicinity, which we got a few days ago, and we're checking back now. All of that is around 32.8 or 328, about 33,000 on the index. Target 2 as your maximum, okay, is 334.65. Those, and being specific like that is important because it will tell us a great deal if we exceed those levels or if we roll over right here. And you can move your stops. So Claire, this kind of follows up with your question earlier that this is a critical spot to be lining up and maintaining your stops. We really should not see like a 3-day range be violated here at around 324. And certainly, if we start to fall apart off of that trigger signal, something larger is probably happening. Yeah, maybe you go back and do a type 2 and retest. And that would be a major low. I would be targeting this. Your worst case scenario, folks, is to come back down in a type 2, which is very possible, go to the hop at 28.8. I'm not saying that's happening. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to highlight how we can think about the harmonic pattern framework in advance and not be surprised so we catch the early signals. You know, we were up today. The candle goes negative. Maybe we recover. Not too bad, but we start breaking trend line. We start breaking down in this range, especially with HSI arrow right there. Then you know you've got something. You've got the ideal conditions for what we call a type 2 return, meaning you finish your reaction, you start the return move to get ready for the reversal confirmation, which would be down here. It's very early in this, but that has all of the markings of being the end of the type 1 reaction. So let's keep an eye on it. It could continue higher, no doubt, until we break the trend line and violate like a 3-bar range. Okay, this is still in reaction mode, but let's be aware of the possibilities. Final one. You know what? I wanted to look at the Russell. Oh, come on. What did I do here? Sorry, IWM. My brain is still foggy. And that's not on purpose, like usual. IWM, Russell, the iShares, the 2000. You got a lot of junk here, a lot of scribble. Let me clean this up. Because the Russell represents the smaller market, and it definitely is going to show us, maybe what those broader stocks, the 2000 index, the potential is there. And let's just look at the immediate completed pattern. That blue highlight, that's just a potential pattern. We want to focus on those patterns that are red for bearish, green for bullish, with a clear sun icon. Now, here's a very strong continuation through the zone where we don't even have a we don't even have a bearish candle until about 4 or 5 days after the fact, which came in on the 4th. No confirmation. Let's look at HSI. HSI, tough to see. Let me highlight it for the Russell. But there's the indicator. There's HSI. That kind of expansion, you just stand back and you let that thing roll over. If you're looking for a bearish confirmation, it's not until it comes out of the zone entirely. So you're still a few days away from that happening. Respect the strength. There's plenty of time. We would also just assume a target 1 reaction. Maybe this is something that we clear out of earnings and we get a pullback. 194.91 was almost hit. That's our hop level. Harmonic optimal price. And that would then set us up for some kind of retest. But it's strong in the zone. It's good to be aware of the possibilities. The framework is reliable, but unless we have those signals at the critical points, indicator confirmation, trendline breakdown, individual price action that agrees with the pattern. What do I mean by that? Well, you have a bearish pattern here. Give me some bearish candles. Give me a little 3-bar reversal. And this is the whole zone we're going to consider. Essentially, from there to the hop is your window, permissible execution window, but no confirmation yet. Let's keep an eye on that. It reminds me of Amazon, what Amazon did and had a bearish pattern coming off the low and annihilated it. There was a couple other ones. I'll highlight a few more of those, but I will share with you folks one or two like as a follow-up that I think are something we want to consider. Individual stocks. I mentioned these last week, and I've initiated a position on this. Okay, just this morning. Carnival Cruise. Okay, weekly chart. It's a bat pattern. All-time 886, or not all-time 886, but 886 off the 2020 low. I think it's almost, maybe it's all-time. The monthly, you're scraping lows. Yeah, there you go. Works the same way, folks. Same way as crypto. This is going to move a lot slower, obviously. And look at that beautiful butterfly up at the top. But there's the 886. I mean, get out of town. All-time 886 at 935 on Carnival. All right. Does it? Maybe we do a 382 off the low. Back up there. We didn't reach there on the first time we tried, but we retested. Okay. Nice one. Weekly chart. It will take time. Target 1 off of that immediate bat pattern puts us around 17 bucks. That's a nice percentage move. Keep an eye on it. One or two more. Alcoa on the daily time frame is another beautiful crab. I want to kind of watch this because we did run into a counter HSI signal. So look at this. We hit the hop perfectly at 40 bucks. But there is HSI, bearish in a bullish zone. What does that say to me? It might take more time, but that's okay. Clearly, anything above these prior highs at 51 gets you going the much larger scale to 67.30. This is a slow mover, but hey, the patterns, especially when they're that clean, are sometimes better than your more volatile or seemingly higher potential moves. This is easy. This is easy stuff. Get your clean patterns. Manage them appropriately. If you want to wait, it's still early. We can get out of that zone. Go to target 1. And what was the other one? All right, I have to say it because if it materializes, then then I called it. But this is one that I was burned on, figuratively, and want to highlight it. Look, someday they're going to legalize, and someday these big stocks that are sitting there, and this is cannabis, by the way, cannabis sector, where these stocks are going to be another opportunity. Okay, caught a big move early on some of them, up to target 1 on the alternate bat. Some of them I held on and just rode into the dirt, unfortunately. But now they're trying to break out. Here's Kronos at 354. That's one. Here's the other one, Tilray. And these are massive patterns. Massive. There's a daily here on Tilray. Where's Tilray? Tilray's a monthly. Excuse me. Monthly. Really. No, maybe it's come on. What was the other one? Again, foggy brain. Not because of that, but because I've been ill for the last week. Let me look at a couple of these, not waste time. Come back to this tomorrow. I'm looking at the sector. Look, I think it's been devastated, and these haven't gone out of business. Even if they play catch up and do a reactive move, these can come off these lows pretty hard. Here's one. Best Buy. I mean, that's insane. Okay, this is a weekly, I know this is a weekly Gartley here. Look at that. Bed Bath & Beyond. Type 1 move up to 28. Come all the way back down, and this thing has tripled in recent sessions. Insane. But what do we know about this? It's a type 2 off the Gartley, and it goes to target 2. That's look, I'm not saying chase it now. And if anything, wait on a 4-hour hourly. Then this might happen in another maybe 2 weeks. You get another crack at it. But clearly that thing's reacting. Here's another one. Remember this one? This was one that I think put the software on the map, which is AMC. AMC was at $9 back in May. Now 25. And it's a type 1. Type 1 to 33.74 on AMC, folks. Forget the apes, bring in the harmonic patterns, and we'll go type 1, and then maybe come back for a full type 2. But you are in reaction mode. And that thing is just primed to close this gap. It's a $7, $8 gap. I think something like this, get a 5-minute chart up and just monitor it on a 5-minute. And then the last one was, I think it was GameStop had another, that was another one, had a big, was it weekly, daily? Daily, deep crab, type 2. So if you see these, they're going to start talking about the MAME stocks. The MAME stocks, oh, they're running again, and they're doing the same thing. And it's not, you know, there's no thought. These are just a bunch of apes running this. No. Type 1 reaction came all the way back down for the type 2 confirmation here. Beautiful. And now, target 2. That's how we treat it. I mean, look at the target 1 dynamics. We go to, with type 1 dynamics up to our zone. This is a preferred setup because here's confirmation. 23. You run into a counter HSI, just like Alcoa. We're talking about where it come back into the zone and retest deeper, and then you go. And then you go into your target ones at 40, your max objectives around 49. The arrow came in at 46 with HSI confirmation, bearish, tells you reaction's over. And you come back down, and if this rolls over or violates the uptrend, like this would be how we would look at this. Look, strong move, that's reaction. That's reaction behavior, serial, day over day, climbing, higher lows, higher highs. And then you run into some bearish reversal, individual reversal behavior. You trigger HSI, you check back, that's over. And if you don't get out of the trade on something like that, you're certainly out on the trend line violation, which I think anybody who, if you don't even know harmonic patterns, understands. Trend line violations usually lead to deeper things. You come all the way back down, you confirm again, and you take more time. Look at the nature of this type 2. It's kind of stretched out, kind of on a 45 degree, hasn't made saucer separation to really accelerate until recently and get up to 49 and 50. Can it go higher? Of course. We take it in chunks. You would see really fireworks above 50 if that's going to happen. I mean, seriously, if GME is going to do something major, you probably want to wait for the breakout above that 49.50 level, because that's where then the larger metrics come in to say, hey, this could possibly come all the way back, and above your 49 level is not even a 382 on our model. So you break above 50, you're going to 57, and then and probably somewhere do a 50% retest, and that would be a great call option play. Not, give it some time, bring them 5-minute chart, but these are reacting. They're showing you things. They're giving you signs that they want to go, and they want to go higher. They want to do more than what they're currently doing. With the patterns and confirmation, the wind at your back, you can know where you are within the framework. I mean, these are nice to see that they're running. I mean, it really is a good sign you're getting action to come back in where it's just not all straight down death spiral, if you will. And yeah, GME and AMC both had those massive patterns back in 2019, 2020 that we nailed. AMC was our big one. I mean, that was just enormous. It was well before Wall Street bets. So this is um, really constructive. Don't think you're missing anything. There's plenty of opportunities. We've got some more patterns developing in some other markets. We're going to round out this earnings cycle, and then rubber's going to hit the road. We're going to see what the follow through is to be expected as we go into September, but it doesn't take much, and we're not far from what I'd really like to see is crypto do a big thrust day. Something big come out, and you just kind of blow through that major resistance. Beyond that, the rest of the market's still grinding higher. Again, if you want insight into the overall market, I say keep your eye on the Dow Diamonds. Keep your eye on this type 1 completion where we are currently, around 330, 328 level. This has to move higher above today's high. We just hit, remarkable. You are in a type 2 actually on the butterfly on that. You got a few things there. But today's high is really important. We want to see what this does above 330. We start trading 332, 333. That's 33,000 on the Dow. You will see this move through September and kind of defy logic. But we're at some points that are critical. Could be trying to hit the end of some corrective, reactive phases within this downtrend, and we'll know within the next few days. So I'll be back tomorrow, folks. I'm 80%. I wanted to be 100% today. Maybe tomorrow, another half gallon of orange juice, and I'll be 100%. But come on back. We'll be back 12 noon. Until then, have a great one. As always, go get them. And if you have any questions, contact Miss Stephanie on the Discord. That was my final point. Go to Harmonic Trader. Scroll down here and click for Discord. And you get set up with our community there. And don't forget, Las Vegas, October 1, 2, and 3. Myself and the one and only Mitch Ray will be there live streaming together. And we'll do a big meet and greet. So contact her if you're definitely going to go, so we know how to plan accordingly for the group. We're going to do some cool stuff. So Las Vegas, I think I'm getting there on the 30th. So maybe the 30th. Let's talk more about that